gang, it is day 3 of OneWheel practice, and Jeremy is verifying the wheel is functioning as designed, as by somebody who's got 1,000 miles or so. What do you think? What's the verdict?
It feels okay. You know, this is like 20 psi maybe. I'm used to 30, so it's okay. A little more sluggish. Try that one and see what you think.
Okay.
I'll feel all that.
Yeah.
Wait, let me turn that off.
Protective gear on first because I don't trust myself. All right, gang. This is going to be the first time that I've got my full gear on that I wear with my EUC, carrying weight with water and all the rest of that. We're out in public, not in my neighborhood, so you know, here goes that. Oh, I forgot to turn on my little beeper light. Would you turn on my tail light? It's on the side, I think. So he doesn't wear the ridiculous amount of gear that I do, but
Probably should.
you probably should.
Yeah.
And at some point, you're going to want to think full face when you go ECU.
Yeah.
Because
you tend to fall on your face.
yeah, so maybe this is a good time to talk about the difference so far in falling on these versus those.
Yeah.
When you're sideways on this, you tend to fall on your shoulder and your hip, right? Or on your ass. Those are the directions that I've fallen. On the EUC, you don't tend to fall. If you fall, it's because the wheel has given up the ghost and you are heading forward, and that means right here in the jaw if you're not careful. It can still happen with that too if you twist in space, but you're more likely to face plant on an EUC. On the other hand, I haven't been able to run one of these fuckers out, and I have been able to run the EUC out, and I'm sure with practice maybe that changes.
Yeah, I've run this out plenty of times. I did bust past the domain last week and tore my shoulder a little bit, and my wrist still hurts. So I fell backwards actually. I'm standing still.
These things, man, get these things.
You know, these have plates, and it's just
not the same.
Not the same.
I can see by the way your thing is bending.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, you know, those spills I took are pretty good spills for a 50-year-old man.
Yeah.
And I'm doing great. All right, so what are we doing? We're trying this one?
Yeah, why don't you try
All right, so this one's got a 30 psi in the tire, where this one's at 20 psi is the one I've been using. So here goes nothing.
Yep.
They're both XRs?
Both XRs. So this, I've run down the battery a little bit, probably 95% right now.
This one's got a contour.
Yeah, so this is called the Cobra pad.
Okay.
And it's contoured and it's a little squishier. I really like it, but you know, I had that for 300 miles.
Yeah, and I noticed you got a full fender on this one.
Full fender on this one. I need to get a full fender for that one. The only reason I don't is it didn't come with one when I bought it.
Fair enough. And you got a hammer too, right?
Yeah, that's nice too. Yeah. That is Mission, yep.
This is Mission?
Mm-hmm.
I said, how do this one different? All right, let's see if we can get off. There it is.
There you go. Well done. It's probably a little...
I know you were rooting for me to fall on my ass, people. All right.
Not me.
Yeah. All right, let's do this, and I guess I'll just turn this on and off periodically, and hopefully nothing eventful happens at all. So, let's get some exercise. Hey guys, it's a quick update. We are halfway down the trail. No issues whatsoever other than a couple of angry bikers. I was just saying this, other than a couple of angry bikers, no real issues. I've changed the setting to goofy foot because that's what I'm riding, and also to from metric to miles. What I would say is that this thing really is, the tire makes it unstable. Right? It makes it unstable like an M10-3. And so if you're used to the M10-3, and I suspect by like the Z10 as well, The big wide tire is going to communicate more bumps and more things and jostle you around, and that requires more physicality, which takes me out of my head and puts me into my body, which is very pleasant on a path like this, right? That's not a knock on it to say that it's a problem unless you want it to be a problem. I think the appeal of this, as I start to understand it, is that you are constantly having to correct the heck out of it. It's not as autopilot as an EUC. And so that's where maybe the comparisons really belong, is that you can't compare this to a larger EUC because it's a small fat tire like an M10. An M10's 3 inches and this is probably 6 or 8. I don't know how wide it is. But that tire width comes with a cost as you're riding, and that cost is bumps and instability and bouncing around. And I guess that's kind of the fun of it, maybe. We'll see.
So I'll fight sleep with ammonia, and every morning we fight so red. I miss them for the tears they shed, but I'm actually good, can't help it if we're tilted. I am actually good, can't help it if we. I am actually good, can't help it if we're tilted. I am actually good, can't help it if we're tilted. I miss brothels and mended souls, trample over beauty while singing their thoughts. I match them with my euphoria when they said je suis plus folle que toi. But I'm actually good, can't help it if we're tilted. I am actually good, can't help it if we. I am actually good, can't help it if we're tilted. I am actually good, can't help it if we're tilted.
Noël la manne, on est de sortie. Pire qu'une simple moitié, on compte à demi-demi. Pile sur un des bas-côtés comme des origamis. Le bras tendu pareil, cassé tout nez, képi et écli. Ces enfants bizarres.
Alright, well, we just finished our ride. Hopefully, I did a time warp video, and hopefully that came out and wasn't too boring for you. It's bluebonnet season, so quite a beautiful, nice ride. Most of the people were pretty friendly towards us, in spite of the fact that these are newfangled.
Yeah. Nice weather.
So as I was driving this thing, a couple of observations. The first is, you don't want to go fast on them. That big tire really transmitting all that stuff, not where the sweet spot is. This is more of a longboard in the surfing sense, like a really big kahuna longboard, where you just want to get on a big wave and just kind of carve it back and forth and go along at a very moderate rate. That being said, a big wave is going to propel you, but I meant that it has this kind of momentum that you want to be respecting as the tire bounces around everywhere, and it's going to pull your focus onto it. That's maybe why people like it, is it gets them out of their head in this day and age. And so it's a much more physical, much more demanding mental ride than an EUC, at least at this stage of my learning development. That being said, my back calf is burning. You're going to find that it uses different muscles, and whatever foot is back foot, your calf is going to stretch, because you're using it, to press out and back, and it's squirming all the time. And if you have to turn and lean forward, you're going to stretch it even further. So it's definitely a different set of muscles, and it's more about kind of shifting your weight over your platform, left and right, and so it's a less civilized ride than the EUC. So people are right when they say it's snow skiing versus snowboarding, or water skiing versus wakeboarding. That's really what it is. Wakeboarding, you go slower and you attack the waves, and water skiing, it's more about those fun cuts and the angles and the speed. If I had to commute back and forth to work, I'm taking the water skis, frankly, every time. But it's not to say there's not a place for it. So this is day 3 of the learning. Those are the ramblings. I'm sorry there was no fancy spill or fall to have happen. Not really that sorry, but whatever. I think I've communicated it right. I don't know. I wanted to capture the thoughts where I could. It was pleasant. I did miss my EUC. That reminds me, the rant. So, on the Apple Watch, this damn thing will tell you about wheel slips on the OneWheel. I'm trying to pull it up now. This is ridiculous. This just drives me crazy. See if I can pull it up now. Give you a close-up of this. Damn it. So there you go. It says wheel slip. And when that happens, it vibrates on your arm. So they've got everything in place you could possibly friggin' ask for to warn you about the motor getting low on power. They could vibrate, at the same time that they're starting to think about giving you pushback. It's already in place. It does it for wheel slip. WTF. WTF, man. You've already got the mechanic there for vibration. Already got it. Future motion, you need some competition. You need somebody else who's going to push you in the right direction if you just can't figure out basic safety of warning people. Because having to pay attention to this thing as it's bouncing around, maybe it becomes second nature for advanced riders, but I don't feel safe, and that's not a fun feeling. Maybe I'll get there. All right, you wanna?
You'll get there.
Yes.
The little bumps don't bother me anymore. They did at first.
So what's gonna be fun here is when he gets his EUC down, he'll be able to give us the perspective that we go the direction.
Yeah, I fully expect to bust my ass in the EUC a lot. You
will. It's an earned. Both are earned experiences. Both are gateways to electric vehicles, personal electric vehicles. You can't. I don't feel that I'm bashing the OneWheel over the EUC or vice versa, because I love the concept of both of them. But if it's coming down to like where I would spend $2,000, which I think is where a lot of you are trying to be, right now it's the EUC. If I've got $4,000 to spend, it's 2 EUCs. But if I've got $6,000 to spend, I might consider this.
It's hard to argue with the range and the speed of the EUC.
Numbers are hard, but to me, it's more about the exercise and the style of riding, right? And so everyone who watches this channel knows I've been lusting after a friggin' Z10 forever because that big, fat, wide tire. Well, guess what? This has got a big, fat, wide tire. And now that I'm encountering a big, fat, wide tire for the first time and having it wobble all over, I'm thinking maybe a little bit more narrow tires in. So I'm actually looking more forward to the 3-inch tire on the KS16X as being a sweet spot, because it won't squirm as much as this one, but it'll give me more of what I want in terms of that physicality of ride. So there's day 3's thoughts. I'm actually going to hop on my EUC now and just try to compare that one.